Welcome. My name is Lindsay, and we have a short prenatal yoga flow today. About 30 minutes we'll be practicing. And this is an appropriate yoga practice for people in their up to their third trimester and into their third trimester. This, if you're fairly new to yoga, but if you've been cleared for exercise from your doctor. This is going to focus on some strengthening as well as some relaxation practices. I have a few props with me just for modifying. So we'll begin in a reclined position. I like to have my body at a 45-degree angle or at an angle where my head is lifted or my heart is supported. And I'll also be showing a few modifications using a chair. So if you feel like a chair would be beneficial to your practice, feel free to have one nearby. If you have practiced yoga before or you're still practicing, you may not need a chair. So all good. We will begin our practice reclining on a gentle support. So you may have a stack of blankets or towels. You might have a couple pillows. Just make sure that the area where the head is resting is just a little bit more elevated. So I used one of my kiddos' pillows and then a yoga bolster on top of it. So that way I'm lifted into the heart. So we'll start by bringing our hips to the base of the bolster. And we'll lower the torso down nice and slow. So our spine is supported. Finding a way to nestle the arms down to feel a little bit of relaxation here. You might choose to keep the feet planted and knees up towards the sky just for a moment as you settle in, or you can heel toe the feet towards each other and allow the knees to open wide. It's gonna provide us with some relaxation in through the hips. If this is uncomfortable, but you'd like that opening sensation in the hips, you can bring an additional pillow or towel or support underneath the legs here. As we rest here, supported by the bolster, we'll start to tune into our breath. Feeling the breath as it moves in and out through the nose. Or if you're feeling congested today, of course, breathe through the mouth. It's all well and good. We'll start to lengthen out the breath, just allowing yourself to take the longest, deepest breaths available to you today. And you might start to create a slight vibrational sound in the throat. There's a slight squeezing of the throat to create a vibrational tone. When you exhale, it has a sensation like you're fogging up a mirror, but done through the nose. The inhale will be that sensation right before you're about to start snoring. This breath, that subtle constriction of the throat with the long, slow inhale and exhale, is called the Ujjayi breath, and it is very relaxing to the body. It just allows us to get into our rest, digest, and heal processes of the body. So I invite you to play with that Ujjayi breath, maybe for a round or two, or maybe maintaining that Ujjayi breath until we come to the end of our practice. To me, this subtle vibration sound always has a sound like the ocean, the movement of the ocean, but from a distance. I like one of those white noise machines as well. Or maybe the sound of leaves rustling in the trees, just a slight sound there. And I invite you to share that experience with your baby as you are breathing in and out, like you're sharing with them the sensation of what it's like to be surrounded by beautiful windblown trees or hearing the ocean from a distance. If it's comfortable, you might place your hands on your belly just for another few rounds of breath. One more nice slow round of breath here, using that ujjayi breath, that subtle constriction of the throat. And before we rise ourselves up, I invite you to create a dedication or an intention for our practice today. Creating a sankalpa or heartfelt desire. We'll use positive language in the present tense. And this sankalpa can be for you, it can be for your baby, it can be for your family, your community, for the world. Whatever kind of naturally bubbles up, allow that to just support your practice today as your heartfelt desire. You can bring it to mind as we move through our practice, just mentally repeating it to ourselves. Allow that dedication or intention to resonate with you. Maybe repeating it to yourselves a few times mentally now. Wonderful. We'll blink the eyes open. Bringing the hands towards the thighs, start to slowly help those knees come back up towards the sky. Taking a moment here, bring the knees towards each other and open the feet out wide, just kind of closing the hips in. Nice, slow, deep breath. And using the help of the hands, slowly help push yourself up to seated. We'll extend the legs out, coming into a big V shape. Now, it might be that if the backs of the legs are tight or if the lower back is tight, you'd prefer to maybe sit with the knees a little bent, or maybe rising yourself up onto one of your pillows or towels. This will just give you a little bit more space into the thighs. And we'll extend the legs out again into that big V, and we'll take a moment here to point and flex the feet, rolling out the toes, wiggling the feet, moving the ankles around. And then we'll pause, flexing the toes up towards the sky. Take a nice slow deep breath here. Feel the spine nice and long. Maybe continuing that ujjayi breath, that subtle constriction through the throat. One more breath here. And we're going to start to slowly walk the torso forward. Rounding through the back, let the head be nice and heavy. Let yourself get just as deep as you would like. Not moving into the place of discomfort, but just finding some space there in through the lower back. Maybe nodding the head, yes and no. Wonderful. One more breath here. Let yourself soften. We'll slowly start to help roll ourselves back up to seated. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back and down, lengthening through the spine. And we'll keep the left leg extended. And we're going to bend the right knee, having a nice wide angle here in the hips to allow for our baby to not get squished. And we'll Wrap the right elbow around the right knee, draw the belly in, lengthen yourself up nice and tall. You can bring this left hand down by the outside of the left hips just as a support for the torso to stay nice and long. Take a nice slow inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly rotate the torso over towards that left side. So just getting a little twist here. Finding nice length in through the spine, having space here for the belly. Maybe starting to bring the gaze over towards that left shoulder. Allow the breath to continue moving slowly in and out. So again, maybe that ujjayi breath. Starting to unwind our twist. Extends that right leg out and bends the left knee. Plant that foot out there nice and wide. Nice wide hips here. Grabbing onto that left knee, inhale to lengthen the spine. Maybe the right hand comes down by the hips. Lengthen as you inhale. And exhale to twist over towards the right leg. Nice, slow, deep breath. Allow that ujjayi breath to continue as loud or as subtle as you would like. With your next exhale, slowly unwind. Right, where I'll extend again, both legs out in front of you. And you're welcome to stay sitting up on the pillow or the towel if you're up on that, or you can remove it off to the side. We're gonna again bend the right knee and we're gonna pull the sole of the left foot in towards, right foot in towards the left thigh. Staying nice and tall here. We're gonna exhale, start to rotate the torso over towards the right, over towards the bent knee this time. Bringing the gaze over the right shoulder. Find that lengthen through the spine, nice slow deep breath here. And exhale, pass back through center. Beautiful. Start to rotate over towards the left. Fantastic. Slowly unwind, come back through center. And push into the palms and just again take a nice little forward fold. Rounding, allow the head to hang nice and heavy. Maybe nod the head, yes and no. Pausing any movement in the head, slowly help yourself rise back up. Extend the right leg out, and we'll switch sides. Pull that left foot in, press it into the right thigh. Press into the palms, lengthen yourself up nice and tall. As you exhale, rotate over towards the left. Staying nice and easy here with the twist. Keep that breath moving in and out. And slowly unwind. Pass back through center and then twist over towards the right. Unwinding, pass back through center. Allow yourself just a little forward fold here, rounding into the back, let the head be nice and heavy. And then start to round yourself all the way back up. We'll roll over the legs next and come into our tabletop position. So the wrists are underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. If your wrists are feeling tender, you can come up onto your knuckles, or if that still feels uncomfortable, you can lower down onto your forearms. We're going to be taking our cat-cow movements. So moving with the breath as you inhale, let the belly hang nice and heavy. Point the sitting bones up towards the sky. Bring the gaze up. Inhaling for our cow. And exhale, tuck the tailbone. Press into the floor with the palms or the forearms. Lift the chest and press the belly up, getting a roundness in through the back. Continue to move with your breath. As you inhale, drop the belly with control, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, lift the belly, round the back, bring the gaze towards the belly. Continue to breathe like this. Inhale to lift the gaze and drop the belly. Exhale to lift the belly and drop the gaze. Last round, inhale. And exhale. Coming back to neutral spine. We're going to walk the hands out in front of us, lower the forearms down. Coming into our puppy pose, press the hips back. Maybe opening the knees a little wider. Extend the arms out in front of you. Get a stretch in through the shoulders. The hips push up and back. Maybe the palms are supporting you here. Or maybe you can lower the forearms and press back just a little more. One more breath here. So let's start to rise yourself back up. Rising through table. I'm going to plant the feet. And start to bend the knees, lowering the hips down towards the floor, coming into a big squat. So that transition into malasana, kind of our deep squat, something like this, isn't working from where we were. I invite you to help yourself up, maybe with the use of the chair, rising yourself up, and then using the chair to help open the legs wider than hips distance apart. Use the support of the chair to help slowly lower the hips back down. So our malasana, our deep squat, is extremely helpful in our third trimester, helping to open up the hips. If you can't rest in this position, I mean, rest is a loose term, you can lift the hips up and use the hands to kind of support that opening of the hips. You might find that the feet can't fully plant down on the floor, and that's fine. Maybe you're up on your toes sitting down. Just taking a moment here to let the hips relax and open. Just a little more. Nice, slow, deep breaths. If you'd like, you can bring the hands to heart center. Breathing in and out, again, nice and slow. That ujjayi breath, maybe that dedication or intention comes back to mind. One more nice, slow, deep breath. We'll use our exhale to help ourselves out of this posture, rising to stand. So you might, again, press the palms down into the floor and lift yourself up. You might keep the hands at heart center if the legs are feeling really strong, or you can use the chair to help support you as you rise yourself all the way back up to standing. So we'll give ourselves a moment to come into standing. We'll bring the hands to the hips, and we'll start to draw figure eights with the hips. So rocking from side to side, and we'll reverse the direction of those figure eights. Wonderful. Starting to pause our figure eights. We'll ground the feet down, feeling nice and evenly supported in the feet. Feet can be wide, or you can bring the feet towards each other. Depends on what feels best for you today. Rooting down in through the feet, lift and spread the toes to feel the inner arches activate. Legs are engaged. We'll bring the hands down by the sides, broaden through the collarbones. Take a nice, slow, deep breath here. Beautiful. 2 more nice, slow, deep breaths like that. Last one, inhale, nice and full. Exhale, audibly sigh it out. Fantastic. We'll start to find some balance postures. We're going to play with tree pose, which is a one-footed balance posture. If you're feeling a little not balancy today, this is a fantastic one to use with a chair, or if you don't have a chair accessible, you can move to a wall for the support. So with our hands able to kind of rest on the chair, you might choose that way, or if you'd really like some extra support, you can bring both hands to the chair. It's all good, wherever you are today. So we're going to start by bringing our right hand, or if you're both hands on the chair, neither hand. One hand can come to the hips, or no hands to the hips. It's all good. Press down into the right foot, squeeze the right thigh, squeeze the right glute, and start to get lighter and lighter in that left foot. You might choose to stay here, playing with the balance, maybe with the hands, choosing to lift and lower here, or you can open that left knee out towards the left side of the mat. Again, we've got some distance between the 2 feet, so you might keep them apart like that, or you might walk that left foot in closer towards the right. As we're here, make sure not to lock out that standing right knee. You want a little bit of engagement there through the legs so that the joint isn't locking out. You might choose to stay here. You might lift that foot up onto the right calf. Just want to avoid placing the foot on the knee joint. You could also reach down and place that left foot on the right thigh. Here in our tree pose, continue to press down in through that right foot. Engage the belly. Maybe play with hovering the left hand up off the chair if you are using the chair, or any other arm variation you might have if tree is in your practice. Up or out. Might hold a mudra, bringing the thumb and the index finger together. Nice, slow, deep breath. One more breath here. We'll exhale, bring the hands back down, either through the chair or down to the hip. Release that left foot. I'm going to roll out the right ankle. Give the hips a little movement, a couple little figure eights here. And then we'll come back into stillness. Moving to the other side. Bringing either both hands or one hand to a chair, maybe no hands to a chair, and both hands to the hips. Press down into that left foot, squeeze the left thigh, squeeze the left glute. Find a non-moving spot to stare at and start to get lighter and lighter in that right foot, coming up onto the right big toe. And you might choose to stay here, or you might open the knee out towards the right side. You might choose to stay here, or you might walk the foot in towards that left ankle. Again, you might choose to lift the foot up onto the calf, or reach down and place it onto the thigh. All the while, you might have been playing with your balance on the chair if you're using a chair, or just feeling that grounded sensation in through the left foot. Feel the breath move steady in and out through the nose. Nice and slow, steady breath. Fantastic. Slowly releasing the legs, coming out of the posture, rolling out the left ankle, and then giving the hips another little figure eight treatment. Maybe reversing the direction. Coming back into stillness, finding our mountain pose. Feet are evenly rooted. Fingers extend towards the floor, chest nice and long. Take another nice, slow, deep breath here, connecting with the breath. Connecting with your intention or your dedication. Maybe bringing the hands to baby. Offering yourself a little smile. Wonderful. We're going to make our way into Warrior Two. So many different options here for us today, especially if we have a chair nearby. So I'll show the first variation without any props. From our standing Tadasana in the middle of the mat, we'll open the legs out wide, about 3.5 feet, maybe wider. We extend our arms out, and we've got the wrists are about over the ankles. Bringing the hands towards the hips, we're going to rotate the left toes out to point towards the short edge of the mat. And nice and long here and through the spine. Both legs have a little soft bend in them. They're not locked out. From here, start to bend the left knee over the left ankle. Keep the torso nice and long here. Keep the legs engaged. Find that little squeeze in through the legs, the thighs, the glutes. Keep the spine nice and long. And extend the arms out towards the short edges of the mat. Okay, that's one variation coming out. So if you have the chair nearby and the balance is feeling, like you kind of want the chair, you'll use the hands on the chair, finding that bend in through the knee, that left knee. Keep the torso nice and tall and extend the right arm out. Use the hand on the chair, keep yourself balanced, keep yourself supported. Another variation will be using the chair to support our hips. So rotating the chair, we'll come to sit on the chair. Bringing the sitting bones kind of to the edge of the chair. Rotate the left leg out towards the left side. And we're going to scooch ourselves back so that left leg is supported by the chair, but the left knee is kind of like pressed into the chair. We're going to take this right leg and we're going to walk it out back behind us. So we'll extend it out nice and long. The foot is planted. The foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. So here is our Warrior Two, supported fully by the chair, extending the arms out nice and long. Okay, so there are 3 versions of our Warrior Two that we can work into. We're going to get ourselves into our Warrior Two, whichever version you are working with. Beautiful. Coming into our Warrior Two, taking a few slow, deep breaths here, feeling that engagement into the legs, feeling that stability into the feet, maybe feeling the support of the chair, maybe feeling the support of your breath. Beautiful. Slowly making our way out of this side, straightening that front knee, or if you're sitting in the chair, we'll scooch the hips over into the center of the chair. If you're standing, we're going to switch sides by rotating the right foot out towards the short edge of the mat and bending the knee, coming into our Warrior Two this way, sending the arms out, gazing over the right fingers. If we are using the chair, we'll bring the other hand, the right hand to it, open the legs out the other way, rotate the right knee, then the right knee over the right ankle, use that chair for support. Or if you are sitting in the chair from Warrior Two, you'll bring the hips in towards the center of the mat and just switch. Open that right knee out, scooch the hips back so that the leg is supported by the chair, and we'll extend the left leg out back behind us. Great work. So those are the 3 options. From our standing posture, we'll open the legs out again into that big shape, a big V. We'll open the right foot out towards the right side of the mat. Start to bend that right knee, or however it is that you're getting into your warrior two today. We'll take some long, slow, deep breaths here, just feeling that engagement. Nice, slow, deep breath. One more round here, inhaling fully. And exhale to release your warrior two. We'll bring the legs again back towards each other. If you're standing, if you're seated at the chair, just come back to neutral, sitting in the chair, front and center. Release the hands down by the side, finding our Tadasana mountain pose again, feeling that length. Beautiful. Connect again with that intention or dedication. We're going to get into the side body from that warrior two. So our extended side angle pose. So again, 3 different options. I'll show you what the pose looks like, and I'll show you how we get into it. So from warrior two, we have the left forearm coming down to the left thigh, and the right arm extends along the right ear, stretching that side of the body. Okay, that's what it looks like, and I'll show you how to get into it using our chair. You're using the chair, similar to our warrior two, sitting the hips down, open that left leg out, bring it back, extend that left leg, open the arms out, and then bring the left forearm to the left thigh. I like to draw the right arm in and then extend it along the right ear. That way, I know I've got the right angle. I'm feeling that engagement into the side. There's a little bit of rotation into the collarbones for this posture, and reaching. Great work. Okay, that's our extended side angle pose from the chair. If you're using the chair to support your balance as you're in this posture, you find the legs again in warrior, rotate the left leg out, bend that left knee, and then you can use this chair to help support the torso and still extend that right arm out towards the right side. If that's too much, you can bring the forearm, just find that length in through the right side. A little rotation into the collarbones, extend those right fingers up towards the sky. If you're not using the chair, you can just bring the forearm down towards the thigh. Reach in that arm. Okay, nice slow deep breaths in and out. Feel the engagement into the legs, that nice opening into the hips. Slow and steady deep breaths. We'll use our next exhale to slowly rise ourselves all the way back up. Straightening that left leg, and we'll switch sides. So again, if you're seated, just bring the hips through center and switch sides. Send that leg out, and down, over. From our standing posture, either using the chair, again, for supporting us, or lowering the right forearm down towards the right thigh. So we find the warrior two legs, and we bring the forearm down towards the thigh. We draw the right arm, with the left arm, in towards the chest, and then extend it along the left ear. Little rotation into the collarbones. Continue to breathe steady and slow, in and out. Through the nose or through the mouth. Maybe that Ujjayi breath. Or maybe not. Wonderful. With your next exhale, slowly make your way back up out of this posture and heel toe the feet towards each other. Meeting back up in our standing Tadasana. Nice, slow, deep breath. Wonderful. We're going to make our way down onto our seat. So if you have the chair and you'd like to make your way down, you can use that to help yourself down. Or you can open the legs a little wider, reach the hands down, lower the knees, however it is that you'd like to make your way down onto the floor. We'll extend the legs out in front of us, flexing the toes up towards the sky. Hands come down by the hips. Finding a staff pose, Dandasana. Toes flex up towards the sky. Legs are engaged. Thighs are active, calves are active. Core supporting the baby. Spine nice and long. Nice, slow, deep breath here. Great work. From here, we're going to open the legs out about to the width of the mat, a little bend in the knees. And we're going to start to forward fold, making space for baby in between the legs. Resting ourselves down. Allow the head to be nice and heavy here. Maybe nod the head from side to side. Wonderful. Starting to pause that movement into the head. Bring yourself all the way back up. Wonderful. We're going to get a little opening in through the chest next. So bring the legs together in front of you. Maybe walk the legs out a little. We're going to lower ourselves down onto our forearms. The forearms rest on the floor. We push into the chest. Shine the chest up, lift the gaze up. Nice, slow, deep breath here. Feeling that spread through the shoulders, through the chest. Nice stretch on the front of the body. Maybe even pointing the toes towards the short edge of the mat to stretch the front of the calf or the shins. One more nice, slow, deep breath here. Wonderful. From here, we're going to lower ourselves all the way down onto the mat. Draw the heels in towards the sitting bones. We're going to open the knees out nice and wide, coming again into that bound angle pose, but instead of being supported and elevated into the chest, just resting on our back here for a moment. We won't be here for long. So you might bring the hands to the belly. You might bring your hands to your heart. You might bring your hands to your hips. And we'll take a moment here just feeling gratitude towards ourselves, towards our incredible body, towards our baby, towards something, just feeling a sense of gratitude. One more slow, deep breath here. We'll bring the hands back to the thighs and slowly lift the knees back up. Roll over again onto your side, resting in a fetal position. Our legs down, resting on the side. We're going to use the hands to press ourselves up, rising into a comfortable seated posture. Roll the shoulders a few times forward, up, back, and down. We'll pause with the shoulders back and down. We'll bring one hand to our heart and one hand to our belly. Lowering the eyes. I invite you to feel the beating of your heart. Feeling that life pulse through your body. Feeling the love that's possible radiating from your heart. Feeling that love grow, that love for someone or something, a best friend, a partner, a pet, a tree, whatever it is, just feel that love radiating. And feel the love expanding, reaching beyond your heart, down into your belly, feeling that love for baby, feeling that love radiate even more outward down into the hips, down into the root, along the length of your spine, radiating that love to the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers, to the tops of your head. Bringing both hands down to the belly. Take a nice full inhale through the nose. And we'll exhale out audibly, a ha sound of satisfaction. Inhale fully. Open up the mouth. Ha. One more time like that. Inhale fully. Open up the mouth and ha. Bring hands to heart center. May our practice be of benefit to all beings. Thank you and namaste.